So I am guessing that you guys watching from your cell phones are questioning why we keep showing up on your feed. Well, it is a very simple answer. But before I tell you, let me tell you a brief interesting story. And yes, my name is Mammoth, from the Beast Archaeologist universe, and I'm breaking the fourth wall. Now, in the beginning, a spiritual being spawned the universe out of nothing but his authority and unrivaled creativity. In this universe, he created the earth, and on earth he created living creatures with spirits dwelling in them. Then he said, "Everything I create is good." And then he gave the creatures instincts to survive and regenerate. But one problem. 1. The smaller creature would easily go extinct. 2. Creatures kept killing each other like it was a royal rumble without purpose. So he solved the first by giving each creature the talent to control at least one element, but this talent would require a lot of energy. He fixed the second problem by creating 7 major artifacts and scattered them into the 4 corners of the earth. Then he gave all the creatures the instincts to seek these artifacts for a prize greater than survival and regeneration. He kept the 4th artifact to himself. I will tell you about these 7 artifacts right now. But first, smash that like button and follow if you are new. The first artifact is the Hat of Wisdom, which gives insight to others' weaknesses and limitations, and can predict the outcomes of possibilities. The only problem is that it gives only knowledge and wisdom, but not understanding. If the holder does not understand the hints, instructions, or knowledge spoken by the Hat of Wisdom, the artifact will be useless to him or her. The second artifact is the Cloak of Healing, which cures any health deficiency without limitations when placed upon the sick or injured. The only problem is that the holder has to be in a calm state of mind to treat the patient with the cloak. The third artifact is the Gauntlet of Wishes, which can spawn artificial objects even as big as buildings and technology from imagination into any space that the holder directs his hands to. The only problem is that the holder has to be creative and idealistic. I spawned millions of dollars last night, but this has spoiled my life experience as I am not able to enjoy the little things, like patience and novelty anymore. Though it is great to know that I am powerful. I hold both the Gauntlet of Wishes and the Cloak of Healing. The fourth, which is the most important, is the Eternal Crown, which can only be given to by the spiritual being. We call him God. This crown gives freedom from physical limitations like hunger, transportation, temperature, physical barriers, hormones, pain, diseases, and death. It can only be attained by the archaeologist that can unify the 3 major artifacts: the Hat of Wisdom, the Cloak of Healing, and the Gauntlet of Wishes. God appears to the unifier and awards him or her the Eternal Crown. The only problem is that, once the crown has been given, the first 3 artifacts will be seized and then scattered again into the corners of the earth. The wearer also becomes an immortal spirit, even with human mental challenges. The other artifacts are secondary artifacts. The 5th is the Chain of Beauty, which helps the holder to manipulate others through seduction, by weakening their will. It is highly ranked in society, and it is rarely hidden, an elusive device. The only problem is that though it gives the wearer charm and beauty, it does not protect the wearer from physical attacks, and it does not work on the disciplined. The 6th is the Farmer's Spear, the combat weapon that allows the holder to grow any fruits or vegetable by planting the spear into the ground. There are no limitations. The plants are a mystery to the holder. The only problem is that the holder cannot kill anybody with it. It is illegal. The 7th and final is the Boot of Freedom, that allows wearers to fly without limitations. The only problem is that the mind has to be proactive to pilot the boot, and it requires a lot of mental energy. All these artifacts have tracking devices in them, which means that the 7 holders of the artifacts can sense where the other artifacts are. That is why the government are trying to capture the artifacts. Most creatures desire that eternal crown, which they can use to bless their nations. How do we decide who gets to keep the artifacts? You tell me?